What's cracking, everybody? And there is a big feud going on about something that I hold dear to my heart, and a new game that's came out, Palworld. And the internet is going crazy because they don't really know which side to take. It's kind of split 50-50, I feel. Maybe actually more people just enjoy it, considering that the game has sold 2 million copies in 24 hours. Ludicrous amounts already just on Steam. And in 8 hours, they sold 1 million. And it's just probably going to sell another million, maybe even in a few days. I cannot state how big this game has gotten. Anyway, I don't know whether or not this counts as memes or news. Cheeto surprised me with the intro that you put here, I guess. So as I stated, Palworld is literally blowing up. Even I have played the game, and I came into Palworld expecting the game to be absolute garbage. I thought it was going to be terrible. Let's go over their track record of the developers here. Pokepair is kind of a notorious developer here. They have this Overdungeon game. They have Craftopia, which is an actual game that I purchased in 2020. And that game is still in early access 4 years later. And it came out as an absolute garbage heap of a mess. I mean, there was literally nothing to do. It looked nothing like the trailer that it was trying to present the game it was. It was bare bones, garbage, Google translated kind of stuff out there. They just threw you into this kind of clone world where it was kind of like Legend of Zelda, I guess with Fortnite too, because you could build things. I don't know. It's Fortnite! Oh, it's literally Fortnite, Chad! And then they have another game called AI Art Imposter, which is a party game where you use AI art, which, let me tell you, a lot of people are not happy about that one. And finally, they made Palworld, which is basically another rip-off kind of Pokemon game where they take the designs of Pokemon and they slam together some guns to go with it, as well as, I guess, some Rust gameplay with build. It's quite the unique kind of game. And again, early access. So I don't know if this game's ever going to be complete, but there's definitely a lot of hype behind it right now. And I can tell you firsthand that the trailer doesn't really show anything to do with what's actually going on in the game. It showed like Pokemon, Palomon, or what, I don't know what they're called, these pals. They're making guns and in factories, and you're going out and freeing them and doing stuff. There's none of that story. They just start you off like, hey, go do things, make a base. Like, okay, build a base, make these Pokeball things, and capture Mons. That's basically the direction they gave you. However, the game is actually pretty decent. I thought it was kind of like meh at first, but the deeper you got into that little, I guess, stink hole of a little Pokemon ripoff, the more fun that you're actually able to have, the more unlocks that you're able to do to make your Mons stronger, to enslave them to do labor for you as micro minions to do everything in your base and automate them and make them happy by building onsens and beds for them while you go out adventuring. It's actually not bad. Especially since all the Mons are good at doing different things, and there's like over 100 of them. Kind of insane. One of the most notorious ones right now is this number 69 one, the funny number. I'll just let Professor Lando show you.
Lovander. Seeking a night of love, it's always chasing someone around. At first, it only showed interest in other pals, but in recent years, even humans have become the target of its debauchery. And it's got a pussy sticker.
I didn't want to say that there, but might have to censor what he said at the end. It really is just kind of Salazzle with a lovey-dovey reskin out there. Pink, if you will. So, like, they're not really holding any of the designs back. They have some humor to go along with this. And, you know, yeah, that's something that exists. Another good example is going on this Totoro kind of thing called Masanda. He glides around, and then you could also get your gun out here shortly, which is going to be, yeah, there it is. He just blows everything. I can't. I can't. They just whip out guns, and for purposes that I can say out here, I don't know whatever purposes, but a monkey can get an AK before you can even make an AK or a gun in this game, which is absurd to me. How monkeys are more advanced than humans. And you could use like a fox as a flamethrower and other things. There's all sorts of shenanigans that can go on. And one of the first things you do is you just kind of go into the world and you punch sheep. You punch sheep, you punch wood. It's just like the standard Minecraft experience, but then, you know, you actually get to capturing some of the mons and things out there. And I'm not saying that the game doesn't have any bugs. It's early access for a reason. Let's just say you're trying to glide and you just T-pose just sometimes randomly. You know, like things happen. But in my 5 hours of playing the game, I really haven't run into any bugs. And surprisingly, the game runs at 120 FPS. Yes, it actually can run pretty well, decently optimized. Granted, it runs on the Unreal Engine that they're just using assets that have already been pre-made most of the time. But, you know, so the mons are at least original. I mean, in a sense. I'll get to the controversy going on here, but the game is interesting, to say the least. I mean, the fact that people have already made VR mods to get inside and you could just play VR, fight this mammoth boss. They actually faint and you steal like their livers and stuff like that. Yes, you just actually off them and eat them. It's a more realistic approach, to say the least. It's something else. But let's say it for the record here. You're going to look at a lot of these mons and you're gonna like go, hey, that's literally an Eevee, or hey, that's literally just Zoroark with like a more cat skin cover and things like that. And yeah, people have made comics on this. It's like, whoa, I'm looking at into a funhouse mirror. I literally saw this Eevee fluffy creature and I was like, that's literally Eevee, and I had to have it on my team immediately. I mean, come on. They're not really hiding the designs too well. I think it's more blatant that they are definitely inspired from some of the designs of Pokemon. I mean, it doesn't help from the fact that there's literally shiny Pokemon out there that are also alpha that are giants. I mean, that's how it actually looks. It's a giant alpha Eevee that shoots wind at you. It's actually pretty OP, I'm not gonna lie. That thing is actually kind of goated. I used it. I didn't think it was actually gonna be that good, but it's like really good. And this creates the two kinds of sides out here, like people posting, don't make me type the sign. PALWORLD's creatures are blatantly rips off to Pokemon, and the developer actively supports AIs and NFTs. I mean, yeah, they have the AI art game that they have made before. That is a thing. And the other side saying, don't play PALWORLD, it rips off Pokemon, and oh no. Anyways, which I feel like a lot of people are more on that side, considering there's 2 million people that have bought this game. I mean, that still hasn't stopped the controversy. IGN even reporting Pokemon fans are coming for PALWORLDs with a vengeance. One of them being on the top of PALWORLD mod designs. No heavily referencing and copying Pokemon designs won't harm the Pokemon company. I don't think people are arguing that. What it does come off as incredibly shady and lazy. Makes something original. Actually, Cinderace, funnily enough, is the best chance of getting PALWORLD sued by the Pokemon company. This complete carbon copy. The only difference in this thing has between Cinderace is the grass type. I mean, there's the tail for one thing out there, but yeah, I could see the feet, even the ears, kind of the bunny, just humanoid kind of creature out there. And yeah, it kind of does look like Cinderace. It really, really do. And I have plenty of other examples out there. Lycanroc looking like this other guy out there. Shinx's evolution looking literally almost exactly I mean, that's pretty close. Meganium, all right, look a little different. Just the flowers on top of the head. Lilligant, you know, it's got the flowers on the side rather than just one on the top. Looks more elegant. Latios and Latias kind of just combined into another jet. The Galarian mouth kind of have the same eyes and the same smile. Wooloo, the Eevees, as I said before. Like, there's mons out there that they look very similar. There's even this one called Catris that is a cat. It just kind of looks like Miss Magius. It's looking more like furry bait. I mean, just look at some of the fan art out here. Like, holy smokes, it's already getting looted out there. This is how you know Pokemon fans are in full support of this. There's a lot of blatant designs that are very similar. However, I still don't know if Pokemon's gonna have a case because, like, there's a point where there's only so many animal creatures out there that can be transformed into like these fantasy magical creatures, and considering that Pokemon kind of recycles a lot of bird designs and other designs out there already, literally designing a flamingo after a flamingo, like almost identical. Like, I mean, come on, man. Like, there's only so many designs that you can do before it's gonna look like something else. Now, would it stop Nintendo ninjas from actually coming after this company? Who can say? Maybe they will. It's a possibility. I'm not going to rule that out. However, I do think that it's going to be quite the hard case to really go after them, considering that the base game is widely different. You know, like, you're going after like these guys with guns, you build and craft things. Arceus, yes, you crafted things like Pokeballs and other things, but you actually build a base, you set them to work. Like, the gameplay is very different. Besides, of course, I guess, capturing Mons. You can also capture humans in Palworld too, which, you know, they say that it's not, you shouldn't do that in the game, but you can do it.
A captured human.
I mean, I just can't believe that the game is topping the charts, has insane amount of positive reviews. There was 50K plus people concurrently playing the game. Number 12th highest peak for a game in Steam history, which is insane. So many people wanted a Pokemon-like game that has like these crazy shenanigans going on inside of it. And honestly, I think it's a fun game. I mean, my standards were literally rock bottom, but the fact that they were rock bottom means that the only place they could have gone was up. And with the actually smooth gameplay, it ran like 4 times better than actually Scarlet and Violet did. I'm not saying Scarlet and Violet was bad, but it ran better, because I actually really enjoyed Scarlet and Violet, especially the DLC. And to be fair, Scarlet and Violet is a complete game. There's a story and everything. It just really needs better hardware. And if Pokemon was released on the PC, I bet you it would probably top Steam charts way more than Palworld ever would. But I mean, a first-party Nintendo title is never leaving Nintendo. Let's be real. Pokemon is never leaving the clutches of Nintendo. Like, I legit thought this was going to be garbage, but the game's actually surprising me. I played 5 hours and I still want to stream more of it, which you can catch me on Twitch if you want to see me stream some more of it, man. There's some wild stuff going on in it. And maybe, who knows, we'll see some more Pokemon Palworld memes in the future here, which I wholly encourage, man. So please leave your thoughts below. I honestly want to see what the public opinion of this is, whether you support it or not, or maybe you just think it's fun and don't really give a crap. I feel like a lot of people just technically don't give a crap. I mean, like, we're defending like $1 million companies now. I don't think it really matters. These guys are rich. I still think they make great stuff. I just want it to be better, which is, I think, a valiant thing to say. Regardless, though, leave a like, subscribe if you would like to see some more noble news / memes of this in the future. And yeah, I'll catch you beautiful sons of guns again in the next video.